We want you to be recognized by everyone for the great work that you've done for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador and the community in which you live. Just fantastic. A special welcome to the Honourable Dr. Furey, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, and the Premier is joining us to present this year's awards. And I noticed the Premier going around the room. He's very social, he likes to talk to people, and like us all, he loves the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, and you know, he's doing great things as well for not only our seniors, but for all of us that live in this great province. It is only fitting that this year's event falls on National Seniors Day and the International Day of Older Persons. And just this morning, we kicked off Foster Families Month here in the province. And a great event, and going to be lots of awareness campaigns on during the month to hopefully get more families interested in becoming foster parents, because we have so many great families here. What a fantastic way as well to celebrate presenting these awards to so many outstanding older persons in our province. Now, we use the word older loosely because you certainly don't look old, I can tell you that. But before we begin, I would like to give the following land acknowledgement. We humbly recognize that the province of Newfoundland and Labrador has served as the ancestral homeland for numerous Indigenous communities, each with their own unique contributions spanning over 9,000 years of history, including the Beothuk of the island of Newfoundland. Today, this province is home to diverse populations of Indigenous and older people. We also acknowledge with respect the diverse histories of the culture of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit. Next, let's take a moment to cover some guidelines and housekeeping items. As you see, you've been assigned a table, and we ask that you do not switch tables. Now, I don't know who would ever want to switch tables with the company that you have, but don't switch tables, apparently. Washrooms are located outside this room to your right. And we ask that you please turn your cell phones off or set them to silent. And I got a note here, Minister, make sure yours is off. I guess that's happened before. Today's Seniors of Distinction Awards ceremony will be live streamed. This means that your family, friends, and community members can join in on today's special event from the comfort of their own homes, making it an inclusive and accessible experience for all. Of course, an event like this takes a lot of organizing, and I'd like to thank and recognize the staff from my department that are here today from the Seniors and Aging Division. I would also like to recognize the members of the selection committee who helped to select this year's recipients. We have Joshua Carey from the Provincial Advisory Council on Aging and Seniors, Fraser Pickett, one of the 2023 Seniors of Distinction Award recipients, and Roger Scaplin and Gabrielle DuPont from the Seniors and Aging Division of my department. As well, thank you to the Emera Innovation Exchange and staff for hosting today and providing technology to assist with the audiovisual requirements for today's event. I would like to welcome my colleagues from the House of Assembly attending, as well as other special invited guests, including members of the Provincial Advisory Council on Aging and Seniors, Susan Walsh, Seniors Advocate, Judy Beranger, Board Chair of Seniors Newfoundland and Labrador, and Kimberly Leonard, CEO of Seniors Newfoundland and Labrador. With the housekeeping and acknowledgements taken care of, let us honor the 9 outstanding seniors who have been influential within their communities. This year, we received a total of 28 nominations. As you can imagine, Selecting recipients is challenging. Every senior nominated has made and continues to make immense positive impacts in their communities. We are fortunate to live in a province where we are surrounded by a multitude of individuals of all generations who dedicate their lives to making a difference through volunteer work, community engagement, and leadership. Today's recipients possess these qualities, among many others. It is our privilege today to honor and celebrate these 9 individuals whose contributions stand out as nothing less than exceptional and inspiring. You have certainly set an example for us all to follow. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I would now like to invite the Premier to come forward to say a few words before proceeding with the award presentations. Premier.
Well, thanks, Minister, and thanks everybody for coming today. It's always one of my favorite days of the year to be with such distinguished company, people who have truly helped create the tapestry that is Newfoundland and Labrador, but also who continue to contribute to their communities and to the place that we call home. So can we just give an incredible warm round of applause to all the recipients here today, their families, and the people that they represent. Today we gather to celebrate the outstanding contributions that these individuals have made to their community and to their province. Seniors and older adults make a strong impact on their communities every single day, and we all thank you for it, appreciate it, and recognize it. Our government and I value the significant contributions that you have made, and more importantly, continue to make. We are committed to offering the necessary supports and programs to enable Newfoundlanders and Labradorians to age well in the right place, in communities, in their families, and have the support provided through a well-being province that looks after seniors. Just recently, we announced details of our seniors' health and well-being plan. In Budget 2024, we invested $10 million in extra initiatives in the seniors' health and well-being plan. Combined with other initiatives, a total of approximately $47 million is being invested in the health and, more importantly, well-being of seniors across Newfoundland and Labrador. Our plan supplements work already in place across government, such as the 15% increase to the seniors' benefit. We are committed to supporting seniors' social engagement through the age-friendly Newfoundland and Labrador Communities Program, the Dementia-Friendly Communities Program, the Seniors Social Inclusion Initiative, and the Newfoundland and Labrador Community Transportation Program. These are but a few programs that help support healthy and connected lives throughout the province and across the entire lifespan. Now, let's get to the real reason that we're here today, to honor 9 truly special, heroic, and remarkable Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who are so engaged in playing pivotal roles in their communities, protecting and fostering the spirit of Newfoundland and Labrador. It is now time to present the 2024 Seniors of Distinction Award. It says here that there will be a second for a microphone to be set up. Is that over there from last year? Okay, it's already set up. Well done, Minister. I will invite each recipient to please come forward to the second microphone, to my left, as I read a couple of highlights from your distinguished biography, and it'll be no surprise in hearing their accomplishments of why they were chosen by their peers in the selection committee to be Newfoundland and Labrador's 2024 Seniors of Distinction. Our first recipient is Leo Churchill Bonnell. Come up, Leo. You're the next up on The Price is Right. You get to spin the wheel. Leo has long been an active in his local community affairs throughout the province during his banking career and beyond. He has held many different leadership positions, and since retirement, Leo has taken on an informal role advocating for Newfoundland and Labrador seniors. It was during Leo's first term as chair of the Provincial Advisory Council on Aging and Seniors that these very awards, the Seniors of Distinction Awards, were created. Well done, sir. His work advocating for seniors has been recognized locally, nationally, and internationally. I'd like to note that Leo is the brother of another one of our recipients today, all in the family, Joyce Rogers. What a great honor to be sharing this with a sibling. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating Leo. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction.
No, I didn't. That's a new design. Oh, very nice. Okay, Leo, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much. Am I gone? Can you hear me? Well, it seems like it's on. Well, thank you very much. For those of you who know me, I guess I never miss an opportunity when it comes to speaking about seniors and volunteers. It's something that I think we can all be proud of. Now, I'd like to start by thanking Clarendale, an area age-friendly 50-plus club, for nominating me for this award. Kip Tuckwell, the president, and Glenn Plowman, past president, is here with us today, and to represent all of the 135 members that we have in our club in Clarenville. Thank you, Kip and Glenn, for the work that you put into developing that application. It's a lot of paperwork. It's truly an honor to accept this award. I'm happy here today to be joined by my wife, Marion. Oh, by the way, it's her birthday today. And
Happy birthday. Let's do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Everybody, come on now. Happy birthday, dear Marion. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Woo!
I'm joined here with Marion as well as our daughter Beth and our grandson Benjamin. Our other two children, Susan and Stephen, they couldn't be here because of work commitments. Somebody got to work, you know. You know, but you know, they have been some of my biggest supporters over the course of the years in all of the volunteer work that I do, and they continue to, you know, give back to the community in their own right. They're also volunteers as well. I want to congratulate the other worthy recipients, including, as it was said, my sister Joyce from Grand Bank. Please give her another round of applause. Joyce has been a volunteer for a long time. And you know, for me, it's been a learned behavior from a very early age. And that's something that I've passed on to others, including my own children, now adults. They volunteer in their own communities. And they grew up in a household of volunteering parents. It's certainly a rewarding experience that I'm sure others who have been afforded the opportunity to volunteer, they certainly can appreciate that it is a rewarding experience. We all know that seniors all over this province really make a collective difference in their respective communities. Seniors volunteer and their leadership roles in communities all over this province are really the foundation that sustains many aspects of community life. They don't do it for the recognition, but as a sense of duty. Volunteering, you know, as somebody once said, is like a swinging door. You give something on the way in, but you also get something on the way out. Seniors who are active in their community organizations generally experience better mental health because of their involvement. I know we know a lot of seniors that's involved in community organizations, and they're certainly happy to be doing things like that. Now let me talk about the Seniors of Distinctions Awards program. It really helps bring a focus to and recognize the many seniors in Newfoundland for their commitment of time and effort in volunteering. And just by way of background, as has been mentioned, it was back in 2009 when then Suzanne Brake, the former director of the Aging and Seniors Division, and also our former seniors advocate, we met at a meeting along with Wayne Penny, a member from council, to come up with the framework of the seniors the program. And here it is 15 years later, and we're here, and I hope Premier, this continues on for a while yet. You know, back then we had the first year was 160 nominations, and I sat on that adjudicating committee, and that was a tough time trying to come up with five nominations. Anyhow, I want to express the best wishes to all those seniors who were nominated under the program. Every one of you were winners, even those who did not are not on the list today. I would certainly encourage them to keep on doing great work in their respective communities for our province. I would also like to remind them that there is a need for a succession plan to recruit younger seniors as replacement for all of us when advancing age gets in the way of not being able to do what we once could. A seniors club or a group in your area is waiting for you to continue the journey in giving back to society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leo. You forgot the dare I say, your award there. I think that's important.
Do you want me to stay here or go back?
I think you can go back, yeah. Next we have Sharon Brown. Sharon's 32-year teaching career. Sharon going to stand up. Here we go. Do you want to come up, Sharon? All right. Welcome, Sharon. Congratulations. Sharon's 32-year teaching career was punctuated by countless hours of volunteering and dedication to the betterment of her school and her community. Since retirement, Sharon has been encouraging seniors to step out of their comfort zone through a variety of fitness programs. When she's not leading fitness activities, Sharon is often giving back to her community in a variety of ways, such as collecting items for food banks, organizing events, or volunteering at a variety of different clubs. Congratulations, Sharon. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction. Well done. you want to say?
Yes.
I just told Sharon that she has to now, she's in charge of doing some fitness with the minister here. I think he could,
See you after.
I don't
lunch.
see him at the gym at 5:30 in the morning.
First of all, thank you very much to the selection committee and to the Premier and the Minister for believing that I'm worthy of winning this prestigious award. I am both honoured and very humbled. A very special thank you must go to my son and my daughter for nominating me. To find out that your children are very proud of what you do and that they support your efforts means that I have already won the biggest distinction available. 11 years ago, I started my Silver Sneakers program because I was very concerned about the number of women above the age of 55 who were inactive and kind of stuck in a rut. They were too intimidated to go to the gym or to join fitness classes with much younger women. Also, many of them had retired from careers, or their children or grandchildren no longer needed their help. The psychological impact was definitely real. When these ladies were meeting themselves in the mirror, it was like encountering a stranger they once knew but could hardly remember. The spark was missing, and I wanted to help them rekindle the flame and to find happiness again. My message to these women stresses that life is really about 3 C's. The first one being making the choice to ensure you are a priority and you are worth the effort. Secondly, there's taking the chance to leave your insecurities, your fears, and your anxieties at the door and be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Finally, there's making change to your lifestyle, which will make improvements to your well-being. Understandably, you want choice, chance, and change to magically happen, or you wish it would happen, but you must make it happen. The smallest step in the right direction can be the biggest step in your life. In saying that, you must realize that these initiatives can be very challenging and even very uncomfortable. But remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be committed. And remember, whenever you struggle, you get back up and you start again. You never quit. Determination must be stronger than your excuses, and where you find yourself today does not determine what you can accomplish. It only dictates where you start. Success actually starts in your mind, and your worst enemy is self-doubt. Your thoughts are like seeds that will either flourish and grow, or they'll produce weeds. You must care for these seeds, with determination, positivity, willpower, and commitment to eventually see flowers of strength, power, energy, confidence, and pride. You must show that woman in the mirror that she's beautiful and she's worth 100%. Offer her words of encouragement, support, and always lift her up. Whenever she's feeling defeated, ensure her that tomorrow is a new beginning with new possibilities to be the best version of herself. Today, I'm very proud to report that my Silver Sneakers Beauties has grown from 10 to a group of over 50 women, ranging in ages from 55 to 79, and there's a wait list. Together with lots of hard work, commitment, and lots of fun, we have created a true family. With a focus on the physical, social, and emotional well-being, I have watched them grow into strong, energetic, confident women full of potential and power. They believed that they could, and they did, challenging their limits and not limiting their challenges. These ladies are off the couch. They're exchanging their coffee for a water bottle and their slippers for sneakers. They are alive and they're game for anything. With 60 minutes of fitness workouts in the gym 3 times a week, mixed with many seasonal outdoor activities, community events, parties, lots of parties, celebrations, caring for members who are not well, Silver Sneakers is a thriving community group where, if you believe you can, you're halfway there. Happiness is like a bank account. You withdraw from it what you deposit. Silver Sneakers beauties are truly millionaires whose mission is to become much richer. Thank you.
Sharon, we're going to have to hire you for wellness. I said someone get a contract. Yeah. What a beautiful message of engagement, empowerment, and well done. Next we have Alvin Cluett. Alvin, there you go. After a 38-year career as a millwright, Alvin now resides in Garnish, where he's become a major contributor with the Garnish Lions Club. He holds multiple leadership positions there and has received many awards. Alvin was instrumental in raising more than $210,000 to upgrade the Garnish Lions Club building and to make it a warming center for community members if the power goes out. Alvin is currently the coordinator of a knitting project that sees participants donate knitted products to people in need. I had the opportunity to see that this summer. Well done, sir. Congratulations, Alvin. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction.
Thank you, Mr. Premier. To the nomination committee and Mr. Pike's staff and the fellow recipients, thank you for all your hard work. To the Honourable Premier, Mr. Furey, and the Honourable Minister, Mr. Pike, thank you for serving and making our province a better place to live. To my partner, Dorothy, for your unconditional support. Not only support me, but work side by side in everything I do. To past District Governor Lion Morgan for your nomination, and many thanks to you and Lion Enos for sharing in this presentation today and for your troubles. To my family members, Jim, Jesse, and Yanis, for also traveling for this presentation today. It is greatly appreciated. For my family members who could not be here, I'm thinking about you. Thanks, everyone.
Congratulations, Alvin. Our next recipient is Harold Druken, who unfortunately passed away in 2015. Mary, you coming up? Harold was a legend, affectionately known as the unofficial mayor of his beloved Shea Heights. And I can tell you that title extended throughout the whole Northeast Avalon. It wasn't just to the special people of Shea Heights. His legacy, his impact was truly legendary, and it's one that we all aspire to live up to in some small way. He was a distinct and profound community leader who was a driving force behind Shea Heights itself and the community spirit, protecting it, making sure that it was the bright light for the people of the community to see. Harold led the charge to construct the Shea Heights War Memorial to commemorate the contributions and sacrifice of community residents. The community board Harold himself founded continues to flourish and support the community that he loved so dearly and helped grow. I'd like to ask Marion, who happens to work very closely with us in the Confederation building, to accept and Harold Jr. to accept an award on his behalf.
Hope he looked up the good stuff.
Believe it or not, I'm not the shy one. He's the shy one.
He's only used to being on Hockey Night in Canada.
Didn't have to speak then.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. Thank you to Tom Osborne, who nominated my dad for this award, and to the Minister Pike and his department and Premier Furey. My dad's leadership, especially through his volunteer work in our small community of Shea Heights, is the legacy he left behind. His vision was simple but powerful, to make Shea Heights a better place to live and place to raise a family. He sought opportunities that would enrich the lives of all residents. Always striving to bring people together, nothing made him happier than seeing the community come alive, united in shared activities and events. At home, my dad lived by a powerful mantra, make your mark. These words are etched on his headstone, a reminder of the legacy he built and the legacy we are all capable of creating. His message is clear. Find what you love and give it everything you have. Give your time, your energy, your dedication, and most importantly, your passion. My dad made his mark by dedicating himself to the community he loved, transforming Shea Heights into a place we are all proud to call home. My brother made his mark by becoming one of the first Newfoundlanders to play in the NHL, and he continues to thrive in the auction industry. My nephew Jagger, Harold's son, is making his mark in New York. He's attending a Division I university called RPI in the hockey world as well. As for me, I'm making my mark by breaking barriers for women in the trades. I earned my Red Seal in plumbing, and I'm driven to open doors for women to follow in the same journey. And for my children who are here today, and for everyone here in this room, the next generation of proud Newfoundlanders, to them, take my dad's advice, find what you love, and make your mark. Together, let's build a province one mark at a time.
Well, thank you for that.
Good job.
Well, Harold certainly left his mark. There's no question about that. Left his mark in family, left his mark in the community, and left his mark and full legacy for the whole province to aspire to live up to. Next we have Carl Parsons. Coming up, Carl. Join us. Come on down, you're the next contestant. Carl spent more than 55 years working with community organizations locally, provincially, and nationally to better the lives of others. He also served as two terms as mayor of the beautiful community of Dover. Carl has served on the board, including as president of the Alzheimer's Societies of Newfoundland and Labrador and the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. He was involved in the development of the provincial strategy for Alzheimer's disease and other dementias in Newfoundland and Labrador. And his work as a national president helped shape the organization at the national level, and therefore literally changed people's lives, and perhaps more importantly for all of us in society, change the way that we think of dementia patients. Congratulations, Carl. You are a senior of distinction.
Thank you. Oh, God, I do. How you doing? Yeah, you were doing the presentation before as well. Oh, right here? Yes.
Tony's really proud
Still
of you, by
busy.
the way.
Still working.
Carl says he's too busy. He's still working too much. Can't retire yet, Carl.
Retirement is a funny thing, isn't it?
It's all relative, they tell me.
Yeah, it sure
Einstein
is.
tells me, anyway.
Premier Furey, Minister Pike, government workers, especially Judy and Kim. I'm surprised that you both made it. For Judy, I worked with her a long, long time ago while she was the executive director of the Alzheimer's Society of PEI. And I was the national president at the time. Super lady. Super worker too. A force to be reckoned with. And Kim, I've met you for a short time, but my daughter sings so many praises of you. You know, it's a pleasure to be here today. No doubt about that. I'm honored and humbled with this event. And I'm sure my fellow awardees are feeling the same way. And I offer congratulations to my friends who are being awarded today. I'm very grateful. I didn't anticipate this, but I'm grateful to the chair of the Recreation Commission, the town mayor, I think, who orchestrated this nomination, and for those organizations that lent their support to this nomination. I'm really thankful. You know, the thing about volunteerism, you never do that to be recognized. You do that because you want to. There is a purpose out there, and that purpose needs to be acted on. You know, I remember back in 1961, our area was devastated by an extreme fire that started in Travers Brook, just below Gamble, and burned all summer, went out the next spring, even stayed going under the snow, and it went all the way to Musgrave Harbor. That left our communities pretty much devastated. Our areas were lumbering towns to a large degree, and that eliminated all of that employment. So a group of us got somewhat foolish. Yeah, let's go for a fish plant. Discovered, government had just announced no more fish plants. We had enough. As a town council, we met with government, I was mayor at the time, praised them for their decision. But now, fellows, we don't want a fish plant. We want a herring processing facility. Tom Ryder was Minister of Fisheries at the time. Tom gave his support to the feds. The feds awarded the Canada Works project. We sent 23 men way up in the country, cut logs all winter. We stole lumber, we bartered lumber, we broke every rule in the book. But guess what? When the project was ended, they came out, we had breastwork done, we had land backfilled, we had a 50 by 80 building built. They couldn't figure out that could be done on labor money. So we opened up second set of books. We got our knuckles wrapped like crazy. Guess what? the next year, Development Association got funds for another project. Carry on with that one. So don't always follow the rules. Don't always follow the rules.
Minister, you have to follow the rules.
No, the other thing that's been really rewarding in my life is the supplying of summer projects for students. I've been involved with that now for over 40 years. When you see some unfortunate kid getting that income for the summer months and guiding a direction for down the road, yeah, that's the rewarding stuff. You know, my father told me once when I was very young, he said, "My son, the day that you have not helped somebody is the day that you've done very little." You know, it struck the bell at that time and has followed me throughout my life. And that's what this life's about. Who can we help as we go? I've thoroughly enjoyed my work life. This province has treated me extremely well, so has the country. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, my volunteer work is just a little give back for all the benefits that I've received as a person in this province, this country. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed all I've done, but you know, when I step back and think about where I've been, my wife raised our kids. I didn't. I came home, had supper, left immediately after. She cleaned up from supper. She looked after the kids. When I got home, the kids were all in bed. And sometimes she was as well. You know, that's stuff that we let slide and don't even think about the impact of it. You know, I am truly grateful, and I certainly hold a debt of gratitude to my wife Daphne, my son Craig, my daughter Carla, for sharing me with the wider community. You know, I regret today that our sister Sherry couldn't be here for work commitments in surgery. Daughter-in-law, sorry, sister, I said, right on. Losing it. It's the age factor, boss. And then my grandson Daniel is also into a working requirement today. But today I have my grandson Devin. I watch him play hockey most of his time. He's a goalie with senior caps. My son Craig, my daughter Carla, and Mr. McGinnis. Welcome him as well. I met him out in the lobby, so he's at our table. Thank you, sir. Premier, you, your government, I want to say thank you for the recognition. It wasn't required, but I will accept it. Thank you. I had to introduce him at a function not too long ago.
Not required, but well deserved. Next, we have Robert Charles Parsons. It doesn't matter. Robert spent decades researching, writing, and publishing the marine history and heritage of Newfoundland and Labrador. After publishing his first book in 1991, Robert went on to publish 34 books covering stories from Newfoundland and Labrador, Atlantic Canada, and the Atlantic ocean more broadly. God, I struggled to write one. He has volunteered countless hours to historical societies and boards and community organizations and gathered a remarkable body of research that helps protect our history and guide our future. That research, including ship files, crew lists, and interview documentation, has been donated to Memorial University's library and Marine History Archives, where they live on as a valuable resource to other researchers and marine historians. Congratulations, sir. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction.
So I said stand by this time.
Over on the other side.
On the other side. Wave so.
The sign is confusing. Would you like to say a few?
Good morning, everyone. My journey towards today and the receiving of this recognition actually began 36 years ago. It was in February of 1987, 36 years ago. That was the time when I began to interview and talk to and record stories of sailors, seamen, schooner fishermen, about their ships and their work on those ships. Many of them back then had clear memories of life and work in Newfoundland in the 1920s to the 1940s. Their lifestyle was a lot different from the way of life that we know today. In that era, work, transportation, fish trade, the economy was all based on a wooden, sail-driven vessel, the schooner. In my acknowledgments of the first book that I wrote back, and it was published in 1991, It's Lost at Sea, there's a list of 75 names of men, and sometimes women, who sailed on local vessels. They worked in the saltfish trade, or they voyaged to Europe or the West Indies with Newfoundland's chief export at that time, salted and sun-dried codfish. We realize, of course, that none of those fishermen and the seamen and the mariners and the captains and the shipbuilders and the navigators, none of them are with us today. So today is my opportunity to publicly acknowledge those sources, those storytellers, and the tales they had, the work they went through, all related to a bygone age in Newfoundland. Very much like Margaret Mitchell's book, Gone with the Wind. In Newfoundland, it's gone with the waves. A way of life we'll never see again. They were the people that brought me here to today's point in my life journey. That's why I started off my thank you and my dedication to people that are no longer with us, people I interviewed 30 or 40 years ago. I'd like to thank my nominator, my daughter Nancy Lynch for submitting my name. I'd like to thank Liz Burt of the Grand Bank Heritage Society for her support. Thanks to my family for being here and encouraging my work over the years. And I especially like to thank my wife Sadie, who's here today. She was an early reader of mine and a very welcome critic. If I put my foot in the wrong place, she wasn't long telling me. To my fellow recipients, it was a pleasure meeting you. Minister Pike, thank you for all you do for seniors in this province and for our district and for our province in general. Thank you all.
Next, we have Joyce Lee Rogers. Joyce? After losing her husband on the Blue Mist 2, Joyce took it upon herself to ensure that those lost at sea would be forever remembered. She was the driving force behind the establishment of the permanent Mariners Memorial in Grand Bank. Which symbolizes, commemorates, and memorializes loved ones lost at sea. I've had the honor myself of visiting that memorial and meeting Joyce there. I can tell you, it is incredibly special, moving, touching, and reminds you who we are as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. So Joyce, thank you. Thank you for making us all reflect and giving us a memorial to be able to reflect on the importance of the ocean and the attachment that it has to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. But she wasn't done there. Joyce also served as an executive member of the local historical society in Grand Bank and was instrumental in the restoration and preservation of the George C. Harris House historic site, equally an incredible site to behold. She's still active in the operation and maintenance of both sites. And so while receiving this award, this is not a retirement or pink slip. We still need you, Joyce. Congratulations, Joyce. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction.
Oh, yes, right here, yeah. Premier Furey, our MHA, Mr. Paul Pike, and ladies and gentlemen, I am very honored to be here today to receive this great award. Over the years, I've done a lot of volunteering and different work, but I joined the Grand Bank Heritage Society, and I tried to do the best I could do. I've always done my utmost to make things happen and things get done. I would especially like to thank my family for being here to support me today. I have my daughter and her husband from Labrador City, also my son Clarence from Labrador City, and my good friend Cora Matthews who nominated me. Well, I guess that's all I can say for now. And but I also forgot that I was going to, my brother Leo, I'm here to support him too, and he's, I guess, Cece supported me. And I'd like to congratulate all of you people who have been nominated. Thank you very much.
Next, we have Linda Ryan. Linda? You need some of those silver sneakers now. After facing a breast cancer diagnosis in 2010, Linda has dedicated her time and energy to helping others facing various different types of cancer. Linda established Pink Days in Bloom, which brings together breast cancer survivors and newly diagnosed individuals and their families. It provides support to celebrate resilience and raise money for cancer-fighting causes through gardening and connections to nature and others. Linda takes part in many fundraising initiatives, as well as motivating others to join the team as well. Linda's contributions have been recognized locally, nationally, and internationally. Congratulations, Linda. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction.
Lucy, do you want to come up for photograph? Good morning, everyone. I didn't have anything formal prepared to say, but I thought I'd better just make a few notes just last minute because I didn't want to leave anybody out when I was thanking people for this wonderful day that we're having. So thank you, Premier Furey, Minister Pike, Roger Scaplin in the Minister's office. I've never met him, but I know I've tormented him with lots of questions about this morning. So where is Roger here? Where are you, Roger?
There he is.
Good to meet you. Thank you for all the work that you've done in putting this beautiful event together this morning, and to everyone in the Minister's office. It's a great day for us. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you to the members of the selection committee. Thank you to my nominator, Charmaine Davidge of Coastline Consultants, and to all those people who wrote letters of support for my nomination. My goodness, it was really overwhelming. Thank you to my husband. I'm a make work project, I know that. But he never complains. He always works alongside me. I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do with volunteering if it wasn't for him, so thank you. Thank you to all the volunteers, the Pink Days in Bloom volunteers who work alongside me for all the events that we do throughout the year in support of Daffodil Place. And thank you to all the donors and the business owners and everyone who gives of their time and their precious time and resources in the events that I do for Daffodil Place. Thank you to knitters all across our province. In the last few years, we've held an event called Socks in the City, etc. in support of Daffodil Place. And I have knitters who've joined the cause from all across the province who give their hand knit donations to the cause. We have an event coming up at Glendenning Golf Club on the 3rd of November. It's always held the first Sunday in November. Again, it's called Socks in the City, etc. Last year, just to give you an example, at this event, we raised over $16,000 that day for Daffodil Place. And I always equate the amount of money with the amount of nights. So that was 160 nights that we raised for people who come from communities all across this province for their treatment in St. John's and need a place to stay. So for every $100 that we raise, we sponsor a night of accommodations that includes 3 home-cooked meals a day, transportation to and from their medical appointments, access to select prosthetics and wigs, evening entertainment, various support services, you name it. That's a good deal for $100. It means a lot. It's a big deal for people who have to come to St. John's for treatment. So when you come, thank you. Thank you to everybody, because without your support, it would never happen. It takes a village. We know that. We do nothing on our own. It takes a village of people who support the mission, who support the cause. And so I'm very humbled and grateful to you all for that. I have to say, I'm thrilled, I'm excited, I'm delighted, I'm humbled to be here today. Most of all, I'm extremely honored to be included in the many wonderful award recipients who are here today. Congratulations to you all, and congratulations to volunteers all across this province for what you do every day. You're the unsung heroes. We know that. You work behind the scenes, you give of your time freely. And I've been retired a few years now from Metrobus. I worked there for 37 years. I miss it every day, I have to say. It's good to have a purpose when you retire, and volunteerism is mine. Like, I'm blessed. I love what I do, and I do what I love. So it's not a hard job to volunteer. It's true that we can't help everyone, but every one of us can help someone. There are talents that we can use to, in some way, to make a difference. So thank you for all the volunteers who give of their skills and their resources. Our time, especially as we age, is so precious. So it's good to be able to want to do that, to help others. As a cancer survivor, I'm grateful for every day that I'm given. The Pink Days in Bloom initiative for me is about giving back. I'm glad to be here. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the excellent care that I received when I went through breast cancer. Thank God that we have such an incredible medical community in this province. And part of the Pink Days in Bloom initiative started out with events held in garden centres and in gardens. And Premier Furey, I've been in your gardens. And I've been in your house. I wasn't stalking you. It was probably 10 or 12 years ago now. And it was in the early days of Team Broken Earth.
I remember, yep.
And you had a fundraiser. You were part of a garden tour that we went on. There was 50 of us there that day. And that kind of inspired me to have garden fundraisers after that. So we've raised a lot of money for Daffodil Place in the last 12 years or so. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2010, and while I was on leave from work at Metrobus, I founded the Pink Days in Bloom initiative, and we've raised almost $250,000 for the Canadian Cancer Society and for Daffodil Place in that amount of time. Thank you. And to some, it might seem that, well, that's a small amount, because I know there are some of you here who do fundraisers and you raise that amount of money in a day at an event. But this has been steady and determined and small events like the Socks in the City, etc., that's coming up, and the Pink Point Set of Days in Bloom at Rise and Shine Nursery on the first Saturday in December. I got to get a plug in for those. So if you're in the area, I hope you will come and join us in those fundraisers. I think you'll really be uplifted, and you'll hear stories from people of survival, which is really important because it gives hope to other people. I'm really proud to support the work of Daffodil Place and the important work that they do, because I just don't know what people would do if we didn't have Daffodil Place. So please, they have a radiothon coming up in November as well, so just please call in and make your pledges as well. I always say when you do good, you feel good, and the reward in volunteering is the satisfaction in knowing that you're uplifting somebody else and you're really making a difference, a positive difference in their lives. And that is the total satisfaction for me in knowing that I'm making a difference. And this event here today, we all, as human beings, every one of us want to know that what we do is valued and that we're appreciated. The work that we do makes a difference. What we all do, what each one of us does matters. Everybody here matters. What we do matters. And this recognition today it really means the world. Volunteers, I've heard people say, oh, she's retired, she's got lots of time to do that. And I have to tell you, retirees are probably the busiest people among us. And volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they do have the heart. And that's important. And that's what really, really, I think brings a lot of joy to my life and to everybody that I volunteer with. I think they feel the same way. That it's a joyful feeling. And boy, do we ever need more of that these days. So I won't delay you any longer so everybody can get on with their day. But I just want to say that it's deeply appreciated, and congratulations to everybody here today. This has been kind of like a family reunion for me today. There's a lot of connections running through this room today. Joyce Rogers, just before me, who spoke, was married to my uncle. And so my first cousins, Wilma and Clarence Rogers, are here today from Labrador. I can't say it was a surprise, because I know Joyce volunteers. She gives her heart and soul to everything. But it was what a nice little shock for me this morning when I walked in and I saw my cousins here. And then, there've been so many connections here this morning. I won't keep you to tell you all of them. But just thank you to everybody for coming and for being so welcoming and being great volunteers to make our communities stronger, healthier, and happier. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda. I can assure you it's my wife that has the green thumb, not me. Finally, we have Kabiri Sarma Debnath. Sorry. Do you want to come up, Kabiri?
I'll remove this one.
After nearly 11 years of volunteering with the Multicultural Women's Organization of Newfoundland and Labrador, Kabiri was hired as the organization's executive director. And prior to this, she was a university professor in Bangladesh, a country that I've volunteered in quite a bit, and worked as a social worker with the Provincial Department of Health and Community Services. Kabiri has written several articles and published 2 books, along with serving on multiple boards and committees. Kabiri is credited with spearheading programs and advocating for policy changes which enhance the social and economic well-being and retention of newcomer women and their families to Newfoundland and Labrador. Congratulations, Kabiri. You are a 2024 Senior of Distinction.
I can thank enough to the awarding body, the Department of Children, Seniors and Social Development for this recognition. This honor serves me and of my inspiration, and I proudly accept it. Thank you, Premier, for your nice words. It's inspiring. And thanks to my like the people who nominates me. Imuna, you're here, and many people write the letters in the support of this award. Thanks to all of you. And as the people, a special thanks to the Minister Paul Pike. I know I missed a couple of your phone calls, but it was lovely that you told me the first time that I have awarded that. And the other person also said the behind the scene, Roger Scapman. And I want to see you also today because so many questions we had, and you had so much of patience to answering all of these 2 hours. I truly express gratitude to the province of the Newfoundland and Labrador, where I have been living for last 30 years with my family. We lived in different parts of the world, and finally we made St. John's our home. Thank you for having us, and such a great life we had here with my husband, my family, and extended family. I reflect my journey and acknowledge those who have been very supportive to me. Being honest, the journey was not very smooth. It was challenging. But it was not, I didn't do alone. I have a lot of support around. A big thanks to my organization, Multicultural Women's Organization of Newfoundland and Labrador. Each one who belong as current or past staff, volunteer, executive members, supporters, and everyone. I am grateful to the people to whom we serve, to my friends from different ethnic communities, Women and Gender Equality, Government of NL, Office of the Immigration, Multiculturalism, some federal funders who showed their so much of trust and faith in me, which is the constant energy boost for me. I love seeing Multicultural Women's Organization shine through these years. Take a bow, everyone. My biggest supporter is here, Immunequity is here, my mentor, taught me the work-life balance, and thank you, Mena, for being here with us. I also acknowledge some of the powerful women in my life in St. John's, Newfoundland. Some of them are not here. I still remember Leslie McLeod, Leanne Lemon, Heather McLeod, Sheila O'Leary, Jaina, Lauren Michael, Lisa Crockett, a lot of women I cannot name, but all of their support, that's why I'm here today in this stage. It needs to be mentioned, I could not have won this kind of award without my supporting family. My parents, who have raised me with the values, dignity, and the spirit. My mother is my idol. She passed away. She guided us towards a path of acceptance, to be kind, help to learn the qualities need to be the big world. She said, keep your heart wide open. There is goodness all around you. You just have to look for it. Thanks to my siblings for encouraging me always, valued my work, being stood behind me. I'm now today very happy that my family in St. John's are with me here. My daughter, Iman Michelle, she is my rock. She lifts me up when I am down. My son, Audrey, who is not with me here, my inspiration, helped me to learn the values of love and living with the challenge. Matthew, my son-in-law, your care and presence mean a lot to me. Thank you. To my dearest granddaughter, Maya, she's the sunshine of my life, gives me every day positive energy to go forward. I will always be your biggest fan. I pray that you can give your voice to those who need it and love others with every inch of your heart. To Samir, my husband, to whom I can share all my load, my life struggle, my success, and your support has made the difference in my life. And I want to congratulate all the nominees today, the people who was volunteering. I know 30 years back when we just came from England to here to make this place our home, I didn't know anyone. Because of my, volunteering, my network, I'm seeing so many known faces here today. I have good connections. So this afternoon has been made even more wonderful and memorable for me. A heartfelt thanks to everyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kabiri. And before we get into lunch, I just wanted, if there's members of the selection committee or staff in the department, please stand so we can all give you a round of applause for everything that you do as well in supporting seniors, but in particular this award recognition as well. Well, how can you not be inspired about today's stories and today's event? There are some common themes that travel through all the different recipients, most certainly. One that became obvious to me was every single one of them suggested that although this was an individual recognition, it was truly not an individual award. And they all brought stories of family and communities to support them in their journey. So thank you for being leaders in that community, but also recognizing the importance of support and structure, family and communities in your life's journey. Second theme that seemed to be very, very obvious was that the seniors are pillars of our society, of our community, and of our province. But it strikes me, looking at the energy that's in this room today, that pillars seems to reflect on a historic significance. Perhaps the more appropriate word is seniors are the engine of our society, because there is so much good work being done actively today and into the future by the seniors of our community. So thank you. And Mr. Parsons, I think, summed it up best, that while no one wants the recognition is deserved. But I can tell you, having done a lot of volunteer work myself prior to this job, and look forward to going back to it at some point, it's true. You receive more than you give, sometimes at great personal and familial sacrifice. But you said something, sir, that was something that was obvious to me from my early trips abroad, providing medical relief. And I think it's a common theme that bonds all volunteers together across industries and jurisdictions and countries even, is there's a common theme to just leave the place a little better than you found it. And if you can do that, then you can put your head solidly on the pillow every night and know that you've had a good day's work. So across all of those journeys today, we heard the uniting those three uniting thematic common threads. So I thought it was appropriate just to point all those out, and that you all as the recipients embody those three things and equally embody the spirit of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. And for that, your government is entirely and forever grateful. So thank you all very much for coming today. Thank you for being part of the event, and God guard thee, Newfoundland and Labrador.
As was alluded to, I had the honor and pleasure of calling each of this year's recipients, and with each one we had a yarn for sure. And but you talked about being humbled. Well, I was really humbled to be able to call you after looking at what you've been doing for the province, your community, and the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. It's just outstanding, and you've made quite a difference to us, and we thank you for that. I'd like to thank as well all of you for coming, especially the family members who made a special effort to be here. And, you know, there's other family members watching this on live stream and helping celebrate your Seniors of Distinction Awards. This concludes this part of the event, and as the Premier said, please remain seated and enjoy your lunch today. And there's lots of time for pictures after, so thank you all so much.